Hello friends, welcome. Today we will be meeting one of the most impressive dogs that exist. They are one of the strongest and their courage and bravery make them one of the most faithful dogs. Yes, you should also know that they are not an animal that gets along well with other dogs. Know the advantages and disadvantages of owning an American Akita. We are going to evaluate the characteristics and conditions of this breed given the needs of a common family. It is likely that some disadvantages for you are not. We do this video for educational and entertainment purposes. Number 1 advantage: very loyal with family. One of the most loyal dogs that exists is the American Akita, and this is reflected in the ability they have to protect the members of the household by not getting along with strangers. They will not receive anything from others without the authorization of their owner. Fight to the death if necessary, and he will not hesitate for a second to take care of his own. That loyalty was inherited from his closest brother Akita Inu, the national dog of Japan. Japanese legend said that the best reincarnated samurai go on these dogs to loyalty. Also serving a human owner today continues to recognize loyalty in these dogs and is one of the most characteristic features that distinguish it. Lead number 2 one of the best guard dogs. People who are looking for a guard dog should consider this animal with a bite that can reach 500 pounds per square inch. Is a dog that could easily neutralize any enemy trying to do harm or trespass into the home of the family. The American Akita can become very fierce, but at the same time it is a dog with a very acute intelligence that knows how to define very clearly if any situation represents a danger or not for the family. The same will also happen with their food or toys. They will always be alert to anyone who wants to disturb the peace of the home. Being reserved with strangers makes them all potential enemies and can be very useful for the protection, care and defense of people who need it for a certain type of work. Also, its size allows it to intimidate, and it is just by seeing it a person might think twice before doing something to a family member. However, the dog must begin a socialization process from the beginning that allows your pet to know when it is time to attack and when not, in addition to exposing it to many situations of daily life so that you can be aware of any changes. Advantage number 3: enjoy a very healthy life. The American Akita is a very healthy dog. This is because, being a working dog, the changes have been few in the search for a beautiful specimen. The most common diseases in the breeds are hip and elbow dysplasia. This is partly due to its size. Let's remember that the American Retriever is a large dog. In adult and elderly specimens, popular problems may appear. Remember that your dog's health is partly linked to the food it eats throughout its life. Life expectancy is acceptable for its size and can be between 10 and 13 years of age. Advantage number 4: barks only to alert. The serenity of an American team can surprise many and can be mistakenly confused with not protecting, but none of this is correct. This animal knows when it is time to warn, and when it does, you need to pay attention, and you should pay close attention now. The fact that it is a dog that only barks when the situation is dangerous or worrying, and you will rarely be able to see it doing this, is also an advantage for people who live in highly populated areas, since it will not generate excessive barking problems as occurs with other breeds. Advantage number 5: tolerant with children. This dog is tolerant with children. This does not mean that it is very affectionate. However, it does not bother him to share with them. They are very solitary animals, and as long as they are not mistreated or attacked, the presence of the little ones will not affect him. Another point in favor is that they are very playful, and this is very important for children since they will be able to play without rest with them. Added to this, that they need exercises draining the energy will allow the dog to be in optimal physical and mental conditions. With very young children, you must maintain supervision and teach the little one to respect the animal, and American Akita to respect the position of the infant. If you are liking this video, it would not be very helpful if you gave it a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people, and if you want to support our work, you can subscribe and activate the notification bell. We upload several videos in the week. First disadvantage: does not get along with other dogs. The American Akita is a dog that lives better if it is the center of attention in the family. There are some behaviors that the dog maintains by instinct, and one of them is working alone, which is why it does not get along with other dogs and is even very suspicious. It is important that you know this about other pets. This canine is much more territorial and aggressive with dogs of the same sex, especially males, and they can fight to the death without any of them giving in. What happens is that if it is a very territorial dog, The American Akita will immediately prevail if the dog accepts that it must bow down. There will be no problems and things will go well. However, if the dog does not do so, we could be facing real chaos and with unfortunate consequences. In these dogs, sterilization is very important since it reduces the canine's aggressiveness. You cannot forget socialization classes from a very young age. The dog must understand the position it occupies and must accept that other dogs are close to it when it leaves. It must be tied with a non-loose. American takeaway can be very dangerous and could lead to serious legal problems if you trust and forget your instincts. Second disadvantage: a dog with a cat's personality. People who have or have had an American Akita could confirm or deny this based on their experience. The truth is that an American Akita is closely related to kittens, and you might be surprised by the reasons. The first is undoubtedly their obsession for cleanliness. These dogs are very clean and clean their fur through the sheets. They do not give off what is commonly called dog odor, and they do not need regular baths. Another reason is that they will only seek love when they want. Just like cats, it is not a dog that constantly seeks approval of the owner and suffers if he does not receive pampering. The American Akita does not know when it is time, and if he comes to you, it is because he really needs it. And finally, his stealth: they always remain distant and silent, knowing when it is time to act if they are requires. Third disadvantage: a very independent dog. The American Akita is a very independent dog that bases its decisions on its instincts rather than the opinions of its owner. This does not mean that it does not obey orders, it only means that it will not obey some actions that you consider to be incorrect. Also, when making its own decisions, socialization is a process. Slow, in which the owner must be filled with great patience to achieve the objectives. The repetitions must be constant, and results will not be achieved with blows or shouts. The dog reacts better to positive training where it is rewarded and recognized. They are dogs with a very marked character, and if you are looking for a lapdog that is always by your side, it is good to look for another pet. Fourth disadvantage: dog of a single owner. The American Akita could be better with single owners or with couples. This does not mean that they cannot live in large families, but due to their personality and character, it could be an advantage for this type of person. One of the reasons is that they are one-person dogs. Owner to whom they will obey and serve until their death. The other people will be in their same position or lower in their thinking. They will dedicate all their effort to please that person and will obey the alpha to a great extent. Also, by not getting along very well with other dogs, the solitude is a point that they are grateful for. They only ask for exercises and walks a day that last 45 minutes, and for a person who does daily exercises, this animal would be a good companion. Fifth disadvantage is recommended for cold climates. The American Akita is a dog suitable for low temperatures. This is demonstrated in his coat, which is made especially for the cold. His coat is quite wide and supports the most difficult temperatures. In hot climates, he could adapt but would not withstand very high temperatures. What do you think about the American Akita? We can say that it is one of the most impressive and majestic dogs that exists. A loyal and brave dog, but one that will always seek to be the protagonist of the family, remember. Well, that's all for now. Until next time.